Hi, my name is Dave Westcott. I just wanted to take a moment and share with you the story of what it took for me to run a marathon. Running a marathon is one of the biggest challenges that elite athletes do across the world. Only 1% of our population or less has completed a marathon. I started training for this marathon about 6 months ago. When my friend John asked me to run the marathon, I said, yeah, I'm all in. And when I committed to that, I weighed 329 pounds. I had been struggling with some weight issues. I had broken my ankle about a year earlier, and I just couldn't get back into rhythm. And I learned a lot about myself along the way, from the first run that was 3 miles that was killing me, to the next run that was 4 miles, to the next one that was 5, 6, 7, 7.5, 12. Along these runs, some of them so hard you could barely finish, some of them just grueling. I never missed a single workout. I worked hard. I put in the work. I put in the effort. I put in the energy. I dropped some weight. I started paying attention to my health, was focused on diet, was focused on getting better. And I was ready to go for the big day, running the Marine Corps Marathon, all the ups and downs and challenges along the way. And I got out there and we started running the marathon. As you know, these marathons are 26.2 miles. And as I got into that marathon, at mile 4, my back completely shot up, locked down, broke down on me. It just went sideways. I don't know if you've ever had a cramp, like you've had a cramp in your foot or you've had a cramp in your ankle, and it just hurts so bad you just want to scream out loud. And it was from my lower back all the way up to my mid back, where it just completely cramped up and I could barely move. And to be honest, I had to stop running and I had to start walking. And this Marine Corps Marathon had to be finished in 6 hours. There was a 6-hour time limit on this marathon. And I thought to myself, oh no. And I limped along for 6 miles. At about mile 10 or 11, I was so broken that I called my wife on the phone and I said, I'm not going to make it. And she was like, oh no, I can't believe it. I said, I can't do it. I'm in too much pain. I'm dying. My kids were on the phone. They were praying for me. They were saying, Daddy, you can do it. Daddy, you can make it happen. My wife was praying for me, saying, oh, you can do it, and I just said no. And I was practically in tears. The tears were well up in my eyes. I was in so much pain. I just couldn't do it. And I got off the phone and I kept running. And then a friend who had come and flown in to see me run, Jack Daly, came in and I saw him and he ran a little bit with me and it was nice and it kind of gave me some encouragement, but I was still in pain and I was just running. And, I got through this blue mile where all the fallen heroes are. I saw the truck that said beat the bridge. And if you don't beat the bridge, you're out of the marathon. You didn't make it. You didn't make the time. And it was catching up to me. And then it passed me. And I was behind the bridge. And a white van pulled up and they said, hey man, you're not going to make the marathon. There's a bus back there. Get in the bus. And I said, what happens if I get in the bus? Can I get off later? They said, no, you don't get off this bus. This goes right to the finish line. You're done. And I was like, no. And I kept running and I kept pushing and I got ahead of the truck again, the beat the bridge truck. And then it passed me again. And they were like, get in the bus. Come on, man, you aren't going to make it. And I said, no. And I saw a little guy in front of me and he had a flag in the back of his backpack that he was wearing. And he had been talking to some of the people in the Blue Mile. And I think he had lost some fellow brothers along the way, and I just started following him. And I just said, if I can put one foot in front of the other, if I can just make it one more step, just one more push, then I can keep going. And I just stayed up with him and I just followed him and I followed him up and I followed him across the bridge and I ended up beating the bridge. And then I got through that gauntlet, then I got through another gauntlet, and then before you know it, I was at mile 20 and I was dying and I was in pain, but I was thinking to myself of, I can do this. I was thinking of the Jesse Itzler story. How you doing? Outstanding. Keep pushing. And before you know it, I was at mile 23, and then I was at mile 24, and then I was at mile 25, and then I was at mile 26, and then I finished the marathon. Excruciating pain. I didn't get it done in the time I wanted. I wanted to get it done in 6 hours. It took me 6 hours and 34 minutes, but I got it done. I finished it through grit, determination, incredible pain, and I was so depressed and so disappointed and so frustrated in myself for not completing it at the time, but I never quit. And it was one of the toughest things that I've ever gone through. In life, you have opportunities to quit. You have opportunities to not show up. In business, you have opportunities to quit and not show up when it gets too hard, when you think you can't take another step forward. But the one thing that I learned is that you dig deep and you keep moving, and it doesn't matter how much pain you're in, it doesn't matter how bad it hurts. As long as you put one foot in front of the other, you can accomplish anything. And that's the story of me running the Marine Corps Marathon. One of the greatest accomplishments that I've been able to be a part of in the last 10 years. It was absolutely incredible. I thank God for the opportunity and the strength to power through and get to the finish line. It was amazing. And I want to leave this with you, that you can accomplish anything in your life if you put your mind to it and don't quit. Thanks for taking a minute to listen to my quick story about running the Marine Corps Marathon 2024.
We just finished the Marine Corps Marathon, 26.2 miles. There's the beautiful Iwo Jima behind us. You can see our medals, they're blinging. You can accomplish anything. It was awesome.
Dave,
John,
how do
you're
we
the man.
feel? Dave,
You know
how do
what?
we feel?
We feel outstanding.
Outstanding.
John, how do you feel?
Outstanding.
We are outstanding.